so this is our travel vlog to Texas, but for day one we are just stopping over at New Orleans in Louisiana just to kind of like break our drive up. So this is how the sky looks like at like 5:22. There is still sun, but at 6 o'clock it's like totally darkness and there isn't any kind of like street lamps around, so it's a bit hard to drive as well. So after driving for 6 hours we finally reached our hotel. The hotels in US normally don't provide like slippers, so we have to bring our own slippers. So for dinner we just settled for Little Tokyo restaurant. It's kind of like a sushi place. We ordered their Bye Bye Hurricane Katrina sushi, but it's like kimbap disguised as sushi. For day 2, we stopped by Rue Beignet to try their beignet. I don't know how to pronounce it, but New Orleans is well known for it, so we just wanted to give it a try. It's essentially deep fried dough rolled in powdered sugar, and we wanted to enjoy this like while driving, but the sugar was like flying everywhere, so it was super messy. So in this clip, we are actually traveling from New Orleans to Houston, which takes us another 6 hours, so yeah, it's a pretty long drive. To survive the long drive we normally just stop by like gas stations or petrol stations to, you know, buy snacks and have a break. Once we reached Houston, we checked out their Chinatown where they have a lot of like Asian food and supermarkets, so we decided to dine in at Dan Dan restaurant for lunch because I cannot eat any more American food. So we ordered their house special rice cakes. We also ordered their pan fried noodles, which is like our version of white carrot cake, and shen mian. After lunch, we visited Jusgo supermarket. This is an Asian store to kind of like check out what they have there, because the nearest supermarket to us is in a different state, which is in Atlanta, like 3 hours drive away, and that's like super far. So you know you are in an Asian shop when you see weird snacks like this oyster omelette chips, but I didn't buy it lah. I just buy like Milo, instant bak kut teh, and like some flour that I need. We also spotted a Gongcha shop, so we wanted to buy bubble tea. I got my favorite winter melon macchiato, but after drinking this diabetes in a cup, it was no longer my favorite. Our last stop for the day was to visit this mall called the Galleria. So it's kind of giving the vibes of like Suntec City, Plaza Sing, but the size of this mall is like a combination of both of them because it's super huge. And then we had our dinner to go from Firehouse Sub because we didn't want to dine in and have to pay for tips and all those stuff. So we ordered this smokehouse beef cheddar brisket sub, which is not bad. For day 3, we spent the whole day in Houston. We have heard good reviews on Jamba Juice from his American friends, so we wanted to try it. It's similar to the Boost in Singapore, and we ordered white gummy because I love anything with like white grape inside. For brunch, we dined at Truth's BBQ, but we had to queue like an hour prior to opening because that's how popular this spot is. We came with our friends, so we just ordered like a 3-meat combo to share, and we also added on sausages. I personally prefer the cheddar sausage over the spicy pepper one because it's like more juicy. So for the meat, we ordered their pork ribs, pulled pork and brisket, and for the sides, all of us love the Brussels sprouts, and the mac and cheese is pretty average. The tipping culture here is getting more unreasonable. We basically self-serviced ourselves. We found our own seats, get our own drinks, clear our own table, and we still have to give tips. But that aside, this is how the food looks like. The meat itself is okay, but it's cold, which I don't really like. And we also tried their banana pudding dessert, which is not mind-blowing, but it's not bad. The last activity for day 3 was to visit this Renaissance festival. It's kind of like a themed event where you get to dress up in like medieval period, so there's a lot of people like kind of like cosplaying there. It's a very interesting festival. Day 4, we traveled 3 hours from Houston to San Antonio, and then the first thing we did was to visit like this historic market square, and then we also made reservations at Tierra. The interesting thing about this restaurant is that they have a wide variety of pastries to choose from, but they don't label their pastries, so you won't have any idea what you're ordering. But in the end, we just got like 2 puff pastries because yeah, I'm boring like that. The first one is a berry-filled pastry. It's really lao hong in a sense, so it's not that nice in my opinion. And then the second one has apple pie filling. It's also lao hong, but then because it's coated with sugar at the top, it's crispier than the first one. We waited for around 15 minutes before we were seated, which is not that bad because it's a pretty popular restaurant. So they served us chips and salsa, and the salsa was really very good. And then the waitress recommended this margarita to us. I don't know the name of it, but it's like the best margarita I've ever drank. And then the two of us shared a deluxe Mexican dinner, so they have a lot of things on the plate. They also have like free flow tortillas, and the both of us couldn't finish our food. After lunch, we walked around like the market square. So this place really reminds me of like Far East Plaza, where there are a lot of like mini shops selling souvenirs and gifts for you to buy, and there are also like some colorful drink stalls, but it's kind of like a ghost town. The highlight of the day is that we get to watch an NBA game. So here we are just queuing for like a body scan and then a bag check. So there are a lot of things you can do inside. You can like get food, nachos, popcorn, whatever, take pictures before the game starts. Day 5, we did more touristy stuff. We visited the San Antonio Missions National Park. So there are 4 missions or like 4 sites to visit, and they are not walking distance, so you need to drive out to each of these missions. The last mission we visited was Mission San Jose, and I believe this is like the more popular mission to visit because it has like the visitor center and gift shops. I read that puffy tacos is originated in San Antonio, so we decided to give it a try. We visited Pete's Taco House for their puffy tacos, but it was super crowded inside, so we wanted to dine in our car until my husband saw this Mila coffee shop, and then which is just opposite of Pete's Taco House, and this is a good spot because we didn't pay for parking, so from this spot we can actually like bill our car from here. Next, we visited the San Antonio Museum of Art. I found this museum to be relatively interesting and worth to go because there's a lot of things for you to look at. There are like Egyptian stuff, there is like Greek statues, there are like Asian cultural pieces for you to look at also. We had an early dinner at Salt Lick BBQ, so this spot is also recommended by one of his like American friends, and also we needed like a second shop to compare between Truth's BBQ and also Salt Lick's BBQ to see which is better. So we ordered pork ribs and brisket combo. Although the sides are not that nice, but I like the meat here better. Last stop for day 5 was to check out San Marcos Premium Outlet. We have been to multiple outlets, but not all of them have Lululemon, so I wanted to check this one out especially. But the clothes are super ugly, so I don't bother anymore. And then we went to Crocs next. I know a lot of friends don't really like Crocs because they think it's ugly, but personally I find them to be very versatile. So I own like 3 of them, and I bought this Eco Clogs recently. Our last destination in Texas was to visit Waco. So there's nothing much to do in Waco besides checking out this magnolia market, so that's what we did. For lunch, we visited Union Hall. So this is kind of like the kopitiam whereby you can order from like multiple vendors. So the first shop we visited was Ronnie's Mac Bar. So you can kind of like customize your bowl. You can choose like whether or not you want cheese, what type of cheese, what vegetables do you want, whether or not you want meat. So this is actually a very nice mac and cheese, just that it's very small. And we also highly recommend getting the cheesy garlic bread. The second dish we ordered was from the Thai stall. We ordered the basil pork rice. On the menu it showed that it comes with fried egg, but when they served us there wasn't any fried egg, so I'll give this a 0 star. After lunch, we visited the Waco Mammoth National Monument, but we didn't really pay money to enter the dig site because our friend says it's not worth it. So we just went to find magnets, and the magnets are pretty ugly, so we just chose one keychain and then we just convert it to a magnet. We have not tried In-N-Out before, and we know that it's like a highly raved fast food chain, so we wanted to try it out. So his friend recommended us to get like the 3 patty and then the 3 cheese kind of combination, so that's what we bought.
very salty.
That's the end of our Texas trip. We have another vlog coming whereby we went to Arkansas and visit their Hot Springs National Park. If you're interested to see that, see you in the next video. Bye bye!